Hello, and welcome to the Sparring Sessions podcast. My name's Dax, and we're here today to break down best bets for UFC Vegas 107 Blanchfield versus Barber, going down the world's most famous Apex. I'm not here to do it alone, though. If you're watching, you already know who it is, but got to bring in my co-host, UFC Genie. How you doing today, Genie?
I'm pretty good. I had a short day at work.
Yeah?
I'm well rested, ready to go for this incredible Apex card, man. Just a blockbuster event right here we got. So can't wait to go
Uh,
over it.
you get any fun tips this time?
Today? Not today, no.
Not
But
today.
yesterday I got a pretty juicy one. So
Yeah, it
yeah,
can't be as good as that one.
the katana.
The
Yeah.
katana. I'm surprised you don't have that hanging up. That's
It's a little bit off frame. This
okay.
way
Okay.
it's yeah. I'm all twisted up because of the camera.
Well, good. Well, you said it. Greatest card of all time, possibly. Um, some might say, and I might have them instituted to see what's wrong with their brain. That being said, we're here to break down our bets, give some winning plays, and make it a little more interesting. That's how you make these cards. Even if the action isn't 100%, you can make it a little bit more interesting, get a little more invested. Maybe you bet an over, and when the fight goes to boring decision, you're happy instead of sad that you watched a boring decision. Um, so yeah, UFC Vegas 107. It's going to be an interesting one. Jeannie, we talked before this. You have some bets you're pretty confident in here. I have a few. Nothing. I have two. I'm really confident in, and the rest, we'll see. We'll see. So, uh, first though, let's recap last week, or I guess 2 weeks ago at this point. Last UFC card, UFC Vegas 106, Burns versus Morales, also went down at the Apex. You weren't on the preview show. What did you think of last week's or last UFC card? Did you enjoy it?
I thought it was a pretty good event overall. We did the ranking show,
Yeah,
and I had that as it was a sleeper pick for sure, but I
yeah.
had that as one of my best events of the year. Unexpectedly, it really
Oh
went
yeah,
way above anyone's expectations of the card. Um, yeah, I was super impressed by it.
it was a good card.
Uh,
Uh, and betting wise, well, it wasn't the greatest. Well, let's get into our recap. I I did not do so hot. I went really hard on two guys who uh, frankly looked like shit. Looked like shit. Moises minus 102, Yusuf plus 109. I was shocked the lines look like that. In retrospect, those lines look great if you could have gotten them. I even got Yusuf by the end of the night was, turned up to the co-main because Bellato and Craig fell out. Um, he got up to like a plus 170, plus 180. Why am I missing something here? Santos was a little bit bigger, but Yusuf was the one moving up permanently, and well, didn't look like it. So I had those two. I had Park. I had Youngsun Park. He looked great. Minus 165 wasn't big enough line. Stolzfus plus 241. Fight did kind of play out a little bit how I thought. He just didn't capitalize as much. I don't regret that one. I regret the other two. Stolzfus at pretty much plus 250. I don't hate it. And then the Blotto Craig under 1.5 at minus 135. What's going to happen? I got rebooked for UFC Atlanta, which I will be at in a few weeks. Am I going to take it? We'll see. We'll see. It got up pretty high. I think it got up to minus 170 or minus 180 beforehand, but our friend Big Will was telling me that it kind of got juiced the opposite way. It was getting he didn't give me an exact number, but he said it was like people were hammering the over, so I don't know. Jeannie, I have your bets in front of me. Do you want to go through them or do you want me to?
I can go through them.
All right,
Uh,
let's hear it.
so the, Listen, I also had Sadiq Youssef. I thought he was going to get it
Yeah,
done. I think
yeah,
we all thought Myron Santos had a bad performance against Francis Marshall. I think that's a consensus opinion. He kind of he came in here with a chip on his shoulder. It looked like, and he
Oh yeah.
I don't know, Sadiq Youssef. He tough luck for him in the past couple fights, man.
Oh
he's had a
yeah.
bad run here.
Not been
Luana
good.
Santos, I was huge on her. I even said
Hmm.
value play Luana Santos submission. I'm pretty sure as well.
Yeah.
Um, Both of those hit, man. I was huge on Luana Santos. I even did I give out a Luana Santos Melchizedek Costa parlay? Was that on there? That
I
might have been
don't.
closer to the end of the week, but
I
that
don't
was
keep track of
also
the value plays.
okay.
Just the best bets. It was not on your best bet.
Yeah. But I think I gave that out closer to the end of the week. Like, I was massive on Luana Santos and Melchizedek Costa. The point
Hmm.
spread for Costa, I think I got fucked on, man, because I think he won a 30-27. I don't think it was a 29-28. I think he should have won all 3 rounds. He outstruck him in all 3. The closest was the 3rd round, but Costa still outstruck him and got a takedown. Like, I thought it was a 30-27 in my books, but
Okay. Uh,
um,
I let me put it this way: when the card or when the fight was ending, I had a lot of money on Costa. I was a bit worried they were going to give it to Arosa.
okay, it's one of those where it's like each round's close, but yeah. I thought it was each round was close, but it was definitely going one way, I thought. But
I actually thought it was really not close. I thought the first and the third were pretty clear for Costa and Arosa, and then the second, I thought it was really clear for Costa, but Arosa started to take over by the end, and our one of our friends in our chat we have has this theory. It didn't play out here. I've yet to see it play out actually, but that they give if round two is close, they'll give the judges will give it to whoever lost the first round to like even it up. I don't know if I buy that. It's kind of a weird one, but he had said that right before, and I was a little worried. So anyway, please continue.
uh, yeah, well, I thought it was a 30-27 anyways. Like, it didn't hit. Sucks that it didn't hit. But the Melchizedek Costa Luana Santos parlay hit anyways, and then under 3.5 for the Morales Burns. That hit pretty easily, might I add. I had the jump on that one. I was telling you guys, Morales is getting that. He's getting it out of there early. People didn't believe me, man. Ruzabov KO. That was tough to see. I thought he was getting Dustin Solstice out of there early, but couldn't get it done. I guess. Yeah. I overall the best bets. Like tracking wise, what's that? 2 out of 5, but it should have been 3 out of 5, and I still do.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Now, you said you gave out the Santos and Costa parlay. I believe I took it as well towards the end of the week. Maybe that was one of your value plays. If not, uh, you also run your own betting thing outside of our Best Bets podcast. Where can people find you? We'll tag your Instagram account, obviously, but is there a
So
way that they
I
can follow
have
your
like a
bets
free
specifically?
server. You can find it. I have a link tree in most of the bios on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can find the link tree, and then you'll be able to be navigated to the Discord as well. It's called North of the Cage. It's a free Discord, and I'll post my picks in there, and pretty active community as well. And yeah, it's you can find it in the link in my bio.
Wonderful.
Free link.
And then, so that sounds like you had a better week than I did, definitely. We also read out Will's picks. We're going to do the same thing today because he cannot join us. A little less, I think it was a storm last time, a little less of a natural disaster reason. Anyway, he did. He kind of got a little fucked. Matthews Del Valle to knock out the distance plus 100. That cashed pretty easily. Keisha Pennington over 64 and a half significant strikes. 63 or 64, excuse me.
Oh,
I had it too. I was so pissed. She decided to shoot at the end of some round. I'm like, no, what are you doing? Come on. Craig Bottle under 1.5 rounds didn't hit, or sorry, not didn't hit it. Um, no contest or whatever voided, whatever you want to call it. Milky Costa money line hit inside the distance. for Costa, did not hit. And then he had Gabe Green, which hit, big underdog, plus 190. And then Craig Saab obviously goes away too. So that's a recap. Um, oh, and then the sparring sessions parlay. This one's on me. This one's on me. Santos, the female Santos, your Santos, Melky Costa and Thiago Moises. Moises, you blame that one on me. Plus 369 did not hit. Very unfortunate. So let's jump into best bets. These are our favorite bets for the week. 3 to 5, minus 200 to plus 200. You know the spiel. Buddy calls you up and asks for some bets. He's a casual. This is what you give him. So, Jeannie, um, it sounded like you were a little more confident than me in some years. So let's hear it. What you got for me? Your first best bet.
The first one I will give you, Zachary Reese versus Dusko Todorovic. I really like Zachary Reese. I think his money line, there's still value there. I think it should be minus 400, minus 500. I
Wow.
think Todorovic is going to get out of there pretty early. He's a guy I don't even think should be in the company anymore. Sad to say, he had a bad injury. He came back and he's got finished again. Um,
Hmm.
but like Zachary Reese is a guy that's going to finish you in the first round, and I get Bekaev got him out of there in the first round, but you got to look at it for what it is.
Hmm.
Bekaev is kind of a killer, is what it's turning out to be, and
Oh, he's great.
he was also hitting Zachary Reese in the back of the head multiple times. You cannot deny it.
Yeah.
He had like a scab mark on the back of his head from how many times he got hit there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zachary Reese is going to get Dusko Todorovic out of there in the first round. And that's going to be my first best bet. Zachary Reese in round one at plus 155.
155. Not a bad number at all. Um, my first best bet. You know what? Yeah, I'll go with this. I'll go with this. 'Cause it's the same fight. I'm gonna give you the Reese Todorovic under 1.5. It's not quite plus 155, but minus 200. I really like it. I got it a while back at minus 170, I think, last week. Now I'm gonna peek behind the curtain a little bit. I threw this in a parlay of what are these odds? These odds are gonna change like crazy. So it's a long shot parlay. I think it's like 60 into 350, 400, something like that. 500, I don't know. Uh, it's the under 1.5. It's Buckley, it's Patchy Mix, and it's Kevin Holland. All of those were under 200. And I'm like, why are these all under 200? Because I think all of these are going to hit. I would value all of them at like minus 250, minus 300, something like that. Um, Granted, none of those lines are the same now. So you cannot get this parlay for the same price. I'm not saying you should bet parlays even, but I think under 1.5 at minus 200 value. I think both of these guys, let's look at this. You're just screaming, singing the praises of Reese and Beklev. Um, Jose Medina is kind of the only guy that he's never the first never been on the first round for Zach Reese. Todorovic, like you were saying, same thing on the other end. And sometimes they just book these fights because they know what's going to happen. Like Brundage Marquez was that. What that was the co-main, wasn't it, of a fight card a while back? And then
That was
Or
Kapil
Marquez,
Mabayev.
it was. Oh, we won so much money on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, minus 200. I won't go too much longer. Jeannie, what is your second best bet?
So my second best bet, I'm gonna go to this one has a bit more juice to it, but I don't really understand the line that much, and I'm definitely gonna be putting my money where my
Ooh.
mouth is here. Billy Ray Goff versus Ramiz Brahimaj.
Hmm.
You go and look at the lines for the finishes in that fight. They
Yeah.
really do think that Billy Ray Goff is getting Ramiz Brahimaj out of there by KO.
Yeah.
Brahimaj has only ever been KO'd one
Yeah.
time, and it was
The ear thing.
yeah, it was an ear thing. That was soaring to a decision anyways. That was in the third round, I'm pretty sure. His ear's like
Hmm.
falling off of his head. This guy's way too tough for his own good. The only other four losses he has are by decision. You can get
Yep.
Billy Ray Goff by decision at plus 225. I think that's a no-brainer.
Wow. Goff, a plus 225 best bet. Hate or decision plus 225. Wow. Okay.
Call me
Um,
crazy.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it one bit. Uh, especially this is going to tie in. I'm rearranging things on the fly here to um, line up well, but you're going to like that because my second best bet is a parlay. It's a two-leg parlay of Goff and Blanchfield, both money line. That gets you minus 130. Minus 130. I was looking at Blanchfield points. It's a five-round fight. Anything can happen. It's not worth it in my opinion. And I think Goff is very good value here. I think Blanchfield also very good value at their lines. I think they're both going to win. So put them together, minus 130. I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it. You weren't on the preview show, so I don't know if you're picking both of the. Well, I'm assuming you're picking Goff, but I don't know if you're picking Blanchfield too. But I kind of like a little two-leg parlay here. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. So that's my second. I got a feeling you're not going to set me up. Maybe we'll see. I got a feeling you're not going to set me up for any more best bets. But let's hear your third.
So let's see. I'll go to this one. Andreas Gustafsson versus Trevin
Okay.
Giles. Um, this might be a questionable one. You get the money line for Gustafsson at minus 155. I'm actually gonna change on the fly to that. I like it a lot more than the point spread that I was about to give you at minus 105. They're really close in the lines, anyways. So minus 155 for Gustafsson. I think he's gonna win this fight. It could be inside the distance. It could end up being a decision. You
Hmm.
look at how well he was able to dictate the where the fight went on the Contender Series against Pat Pitalik.
Hmm.
He's able to clinch at will and hold this guy against the fence, and the dude's not able to do anything, and then he just gets kneed in the face in the second round
Yeah.
and it's done. And like Trevin Giles, he's not that dominant anywhere. I really don't think he's that good. He's kind of like he's a name they put in there that you'll look. He's a name, you know. He's just a
Hmm.
name
Yeah.
at this point. And Gustafson, he's just a brick shit house. I don't see him losing this fight anywhere. I could see him getting a knockout, going to decision. The point spread's not bad, but the money line's right there anyway. So might as well do Gustafson money line at minus 155.
All right. I don't dislike it. I thought about it. I'll be honest. I thought about it. It's just I don't like betting on debuting fighters at all. Um, Not one bit. That's kind of my debuting fighters and unranked women's fighters are just will not touch it. Really, I should just make that all women's fighters. But um, well, anyway, I like Gustafson. I think Giles is he's a very good striker. He like you go back and watch that Precious fight. He was winning some of the exchanges on the feet. He was kind of confusing Precious a little bit too. He came with a good game plan, but once your chin starts to go, it's just gone.
Yeah,
Gustafson, you said it. He's a brick shit house. Um, so yeah, I mean,
that is
I
true. He
saw
did outstrike. He did outstrike Prates in the first round, didn't he?
he did. Uh, Maybe I set myself up there because I mentioned I probably shouldn't be betting on women's fights. I'm betting on a woman. I'm betting
Oh,
on a woman. I'm betting Macy Chiss on minus 118.
ooh.
Um, you look at this and you might think, Dex, what are you doing betting on Macy Chiasson against Caitlin Vieira? And you're right. I shouldn't be betting on this, but something in me just says, "Oh, Macy Chiasson's gonna um, she's really good." You look at Caitlin Vieira; she has her losses are very high level. Renee Aldana, Yana Santos, Kel Bennington, Kayla Harrison, right? But Macy Chiasson also has very like kind of you swap one fighter in for another. That's her same level of losses. And the Renee O'Donnell one, she was winning that fight. She was winning that fight until she got that weird. You remember the up kick to the body liver knockout? Um, so I think she's on a roll. The layoff scares me a little bit, but Vera's been off for a little bit too, not as long. And I think she wins this probably on the feet. She could take her down and strangle her too, but um, if Misha Tate is barely if you're barely outbeating Misha or outstriking Misha Tate on the feet, granted it was in 2021, but still, I don't know. This screams like a Macy Chiasson win for me. So yeah, that's my plus reach, height, you name it. That's my third best bet. I am guessing I didn't steal that one from you, so let's hear your fourth.
I was close to betting on Macy Chiasson. I could
Mm,
still be swayed by the end of the week. I am picking
okay.
her to win. But best bets wise, she's not on there for me. My fourth one, I'm gonna go to the Jafel Fieldho versus Alan Nascimento fight.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give you Jafel Fieldho underdog at plus 135. I
Mm,
think he's gonna win this fight. He lands more takedowns. This is a grappler versus grappler fight, and Nascimento hasn't been in there in over 2 years. We don't know what
yeah.
version of him we're gonna get. Jafel Fieldho is usually he's pretty much the same every time he's in there, and this guy nearly got Muhammad Makayev out of there in the first
Oh yeah.
round. Um, Jafel Fieldho lands more takedowns on average than Alan Nascimento. He has better takedown defense than Alan Nascimento,
Yep.
and yeah, I just don't like. I don't like these guys that show up every 2 years and have a fight, man, and they're like a big favorite. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
I think Jafel Filo is getting underestimated by the odds makers. I'm taking his money line plus 135. I think he wins. I could see him getting a submission maybe.
Okay. Interesting. Uh, well, I was gonna say you set me up, but you kind of stole my fourth best bet.
Ooh.
Jafel Filo, plus 135. You look at his, I mean, we did a whole tinge on this fight. All three of us picked him. I believe he was our underdog of the week, if I remember correctly, on preview show. But you look at the matchup. They're relatively the same age. They both got a good number of fights, but um, it's just uh, well, first off, I'm a numbers guy. It's the stats. Philo is averaging a few more takedowns, a few more submission attempts. You said it yourself. It's going to be a grappling fight. Um, a little worse on the feet, but that doesn't concern me that much. And on the other side, Alan Nascimento, you look at his wins in the UFC. Carlos Hernandez and Jake Hadley. Is that screaming like guy who's going to beat Brazilian? I thought he was Chupas. No, he's Nova Nunhao, however you want to say that. Okay. I could have sworn he was. Oh no, El Nascimento Chupas. What am I saying? Yeah. Anyway, this is a guy who's beaten Amir Albazi in a grappling contest. He choked out Odi Asbourne. He choked out Daniel Barres. Okay, Daniel Barres is not that great. Roybert Echeverria was a good win. Good win for the most part. He hasn't done. I guess he's done a little bit, but yeah, I think this is going to be a um, Joe Falfilo fight through and through. Might look a little hairy here and there, but you know, I think he's going to win, and maybe you might hear a little bit more about that later in the card. But anyway, you're up next. Let's hear it. Fourth
My
best bet, or sorry, fifth best bet.
fifth final best bet. I'm going to the Kurt Hollabaugh Jordan Levitt fight.
Okay.
Um, Jordan Levitt's a moderately big favorite, minus 180. That's getting up there. Some people might not want to touch that, so a bit better juice. I'm going to give you the prop, his finishing prop, or
Ooh.
whatever you want to call it. He's winning by decision, I think. I think Kurt Hollabaugh doesn't get submitted very often. He's a tough old gun. And Jordan Levitt, I mean, he hasn't been there in a while. I could see him maybe gassing out in the third round and giving up the third round to a Kurt Hollabaugh who just can't keep walking forward. But
Hmm.
Jordan Levitt, I see him. He's gonna have more gas in the first round, get his takedowns off. Maybe a submission attempt. Maybe you could have a couple pennies on a submission for Jordan Levitt just in case. But
Sure.
for best bets wise, he's most likely to win a decision here. Um, so that's going to be the pick. Levitt by
All right.
points, plus 135.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think Kurt Harbaugh, you said it yourself, tough old guy, tough to put away. Yeah, I think I picked Harbaugh. I don't know. I'm going back and forth so much on this fight. Well, you'll hear about it in a little bit, but it's interesting. It's a very interesting. I don't know. Anyway, lead a decision. You said plus 135 was that?
Yep.
Okay. For my last one, I'm also going with an underdog. I'm going with Bruno Lopez money line at plus 160. I don't really understand this line. I'll be honest. You look at Bruno Lopez, he has one loss, and it was to Brinson Ribeiro on the Contender Series, and he was a big favorite. I think I picked him at the time. Lopez, that is. He just got caught. If you get caught, that's fine. He uh, he has submissions, he has knockouts, and Magomed Gadzhiev, he took down some 8 times, I want to say. Let me go back and look at that. I got it real quick. 5 times. Okay, so not as great, but 5 times against an Av who's training with Islam Makhachev and I don't know if Khabib's there, but you pick a Dagestani, he's probably at this gym here and there. Um, and Dustin Jacoby usually pretty good takedown defense. 62%. That being said, Alonzo Menefield took him down. Um, Michael Zaychuk, Darren Stewart took him down twice. Ion Kutulaba took him down 9 times. And these aren't screaming guys who are like who's the best wrestler out of that bunch? Is it Ion Kutulaba?
It might be.
It might be. I think Bruno Lopez can take him down, grind it out against the fence, and if you're telling me I'm betting plus 160 on his chin when um, Dustin Jacoby on the other side wins by knockout, yes, but is not finding it every time, especially when he needs it. I don't know. I don't know. Vitor Petrino was kind of a weird loss for me against Dustin Jacoby, so I'm going with Bruno Lopez plus 160, and that is best bets. Uh, Let me recap here real quick. I have Chiasan minus 118, Reese Todorovic under 1.5 minus 200, Blanchfield Goff parlay minus 130, Fieldhoe plus 135, Lopez plus 160. Then you have Reese round one plus 155, Goff decision plus 225, Gustafsson minus 155, Fieldhoe plus 135, and Leavitt decision plus 135. A lot of plus monies for you. A lot of props too on the best bets. I'm surprised you don't see that often. All right, onto the sparring sessions parlay of the week. You got the sports book that you currently have access to up, Jeannie. So, oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I have to read. Not have to. I am reading out Will's plays because he could not join us last notice. He has Gustafsson moneyline minus 155, Chias on moneyline minus 110, so he's with both of us. Also with us on Reese Disco under 1.5 minus 185. He has Blanchfield in a two-leg parlay, but he has her with Gamrot that plays out plus 130. Value plays Fieldhome moneyline plus 130, and you're not gonna like this last one. Dusko moneyline plus 200.
I
I
don't like
don't
that
hate
at
it. I'll
all.
be honest. Reese has been chinned. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, sparring sessions parlay of the week. Will is going with Jordan Levitt.
Levitt.
Um, as his first leg, just money line. You got a little fancy with the decision. He thinks that Halaba. You know what? I don't want to get I don't want to get quoted, so I'm just going to read it out here. He just feels compelled. He loves Kurt, but he's almost 40 and can't take a takedown, and he's getting a shit matchup. So I don't hate that logic. Do I like the pick? I don't know. I really can't decide. Jeannie, what is your leg of the parlay?
Zachary Reese. I don't see him
Zachary
losing this
Reese.
fight at all. Dusko Todorovic. I mean, I listen. I get it. He got chinned by Bekaev, but Todorovic is on a completely lower level than him. This is a layup.
A layup. Wow. That sounds like some crow to eat if Todorovic gets a round two 231 knockout. Um, I'm going with for my leg Alice or do no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't worry. I am going with I'm between two. I'm between two. You know what? I'm just gonna go with the more established, more experienced of the two that I was gonna choose. Give me Aaron Blanchfield. Mine's 240. Let's run it. So what do those three legs get us, Genie?
So Aaron Blanchfield, Zachary Reese, and Jordan Levitt parlayed all three together. You get plus 203.
203, not bad. Not bad, especially the confidence that is being brought into this. So again, that's sparring sessions probably of the week. Zachary Reese, Jordan Levitt, however you want to say it. Aaron Blanchfield plus 203. All right, and
Listen,
we
if
are
I
on.
talk Zachary Reese into getting knocked out this weekend, like I
That would be
will,
crazy.
I will deserve the memes.
That will be crazy. There's going to be so many people clipping our show. They already do. Now that you're getting them more fuel.
Yeah.
All right, so value plays, these are stuff we looked at. Odds are too high. Didn't want to put it in the best bets. Um, or in my case, I'm just like, what? Why is this? Why is this like this? Anyway. I'm gonna go first here. This is a little more free flowing, so I'm gonna group a few here. Now, my question is, do you want the subgroup or do you want the decision group first? You get to choose.
Give me the subgroup.
The subgroup, all right. So I got two subs for you. Um, the first one, these are both like, why are they so high? They're not, I don't think they're going to happen necessarily, but for these prices, the first one's Philo by sub at plus 750. We said it ourselves. I mean, um, he almost submitted Muhammad Mokaev with a knee bar, put him out for 9 months. 63% of his 16 wins are by submission. He submitted Ozzy Osbourne, who's a good submission guy. Daniel Barres, who's also a good grappling guy. Um, and on the other side, Nascimento, never been submitted. All of his losses are by decision. Said he's not like Tagiro Umbekov is a good grappler. He's not a submission guy. Like he has a lot of submissions, but it's not like his bread and butter. I'd say wrestling is first and foremost for him, and um, submissions come if they come. And then you look at some of the guys he's lost to, not like some of the other guys. Julian Paiva is a striker. Bruno Azevedo is a striker. Ricardo Ramos is a striker. Ricardo Ramos at bantamweight. Oh, I forgot. I was looking at this. Anyway, plus 750 is crazy for a guy who wins a lot of his fights by submission. Next one, plus 1800 on the submission line for one Bolaji Oki. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. Plus 1800. It sounds kind of crazy. He's only got one submission, and he only has he got submitted last time out. I saw an interview where he said he's working on his grappling a lot. He's like, oh, I got caught in that Chris Duncan guillotine choke, and it was a clip. Don't sue me if I got it, if I'm not quoting him. That being said, he does have one submission. It's a guillotine choke. It's a while back. He's got some hands. I think two things could happen here. I think he could hit Markel Medeiros on the feet, make him shoot a takedown, or there was a reason he shot that takedown on Chris Duncan. Maybe he comes in here. Maybe he looks to wrestle. Um, he does have 2.11 takedowns per 15 minutes, and Marco Medeiros does not. I mean, he got taken down twice by Austin Hubbard, so maybe it happens. Maybe it happens. This is a crazy number, very high number. Um, all right, let's hear your first few value plays, Gene.
So I only got three. I'll
All
give
right.
you the first one right now. I don't love I don't really know how I feel about this, but the value's there for sure. Mateusz Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein. You go to the co-main event, and
Okay.
Ludovic Klein decision prop is plus 300,
Yeah.
and I don't know. I could see it going his way. Like if Mateusz Gamrot, I'm sick of him being gassed up like he's like a super dominant fighter. This guy has scraped by a few wins, and that Dan Hooker fight, it was close,
Yeah.
but there was one person doing damage and one person trying to avoid the damage, you know. And
Hmm.
Mateusz Gamrot, when he can't get a takedown off, he kind of just shells up. He's the archetype of fighter that doesn't like to fight, you know. And I think if Ludovic Klein can deny takedowns, do a bit more stuff on the feet, he could end up winning a decision. I don't think that's a crazy take. So Ludovic Klein decision prop plus 300, that's got to be a value play. Do you
Okay.
want my second one right now, or do you want me to
Yeah,
wait?
let's hear it. Well, this is up to you.
So, Bruno Lopez, I
Ooh.
also think he's winning this.
Okay.
The knockout prop at plus 425. That's definitely
Interesting.
tempting. Dustin
Interesting.
Jacoby, I get he actually is. When I was looking in my research, it surprised me. Dustin Jacoby, he has a chin on him. This guy
Yeah.
has not been knocked out that many times. But when you're looking at a guy that's got mostly knockouts, you always have to think of that as an option, right?
Hmm.
And Bruno Lopez, he's a pretty good striker at the end of the
He is a
day.
good striker. Yeah. I don't know. I was looking at that the knockout. I was gonna go between knockout and submission because submission's plus 800. And he also has a few submissions, Bruno Lopez. So I was looking at it. I didn't feel nothing pulled me, but I'm glad it pulled you. Glad it pulled you.
Ayo, ayo.
Oh, watch it. All right. Okay. Sounds good. My next two, you're getting the this. I only have five, so there's only one after this. You're getting the split decision. It's two fighters by split decision. First one, Ryan Dos Santos. This is not a parlay. These are just, you know, not money line, but individual bets. Ryan Dos Santos by split decision is plus 700, and Alice Ardelian by split decision is plus 800. So if you bet on both of those, the two go to split decision prop, split majority, I think it was plus 200. I think the math works out where you get a little bit better if you bet each of them individually. Um, and these are two ladies who do not who love split decisions. One a little bit more than the other, granted. But Dos Santos, two most recent against two ladies I do not value that high. Um, Played Alencar, sure, but Puja Tomar going to a split decision. Same on the other side. Brilliant UD against Melissa Martinez. If I remember correctly, that was a pretty close fight. And then Sean Bannon split decision. I don't know. Screaming split decision at me. So, I'm just going to give out my last one too. Sorry. Real quick. Something funny about the Ardelian fight. El Ardelian is plus 245 money line. What do you think her by points is?
Um, maybe plus 250.
Plus 235.
Oh,
You can win more money betting on her money line than her by decision. That's how juiced the by decision prop has gotten, which I think is crazy.
that's
They're
interesting.
probably gonna correct it before we click off, but I just thought that was funny. Anyway, my final value play, Cheslin Kale, plus 800. I think she's a better striker. She's got those elbows that she finished Maribona Silva with a cut. It's women's bantamweight. Vera only has one KO loss for Zarina Aldana, but she's got a nice little finish streak here, two finishes in a row. I think she'll be better on the feet. I think she'll be longer, and yeah, why not? Why not? Let's hear your final one.
So let's round it off. You said Macy Chiasson. My final one, I'll give you Macy Chiasson to win by unanimous decision.
Ooh,
Most of
okay.
her decision wins. You go and look at Macy Chiasson. I couldn't tell you the last time any of her fights have been a split decision. Actually, the last time it went to a decision, Norma Dumont actually was. But most of the time, the fight like Renault before that, Shauna Young before that, Lina Landsberg. All these fights are all just like unanimous decision, even if
Mhm.
the Landsberg one was a loss. I think she wins this fight. It's going to be a dominant showing. Ketlin Vieira.
Okay.
I have yet to see what she really does in there. Like
That's
I don't
fair.
know. Maybe
I think we're in
I'm not
agreement.
giving her any credit, but Macy Chiasson, she's dynamic and yeah,
Yeah.
as you said, she's got those pointy elbows.
Ooh, yeah. I'm seeing plus 150 for that.
Yeah, plus 150 for unanimous decision for Macy Chiasson.
Nice, nice. All right. Well, those are value plays. That's the episode. Thanks so much for watching, for listening. Hope you win some money. Jeannie, thank you as always for coming on. Hopefully, we both have a better week than last 2 weeks ago. And yeah, we hope we win some money. Hope you do too. We'll see you in the next one.
Have a good one.
Adios.